to Becoming Better Together. I'm your host, Brie. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, today I have a question for you, and it is, how good are you at making decisions for yourself? Because I have noticed a huge recurring theme as I'm talking to people recently, and honestly, I notice it in myself. We have gotten bad at making decisions. We have this beautiful menu of options laid in front of us. We can literally do anything we want in this world. We can have any life we want. We can go pursue whatever career we want. We can do anything, have anything, be anything. With this overwhelming menu of options, how the hell do you decide? And what I am noticing, and this is myself, and I've been trying to ask people more and more and more, it almost seems like the smarter in quotes, if you're watching or if you're listening, it almost seems like the smarter you were in school, the more of an intelligent, a smart kid, an honors student, an AP class nerd, the nerdier, the smarter, the more gifted, quote unquote, you were in school, the harder it is to make decisions in adult life. And this is a pattern I am noticing a lot. And so maybe you fall into this boat too. Maybe you were one of the smart kids. And now it just feels like, what happened? Where did that go? I was such a good student and now I'm in life and I'm in work and business and I'm an adult now. And I just feel like I'm running on a treadmill to nowhere. Have you ever felt this way? Are you in this club right now? I just just got off a call and it was honestly just all about this. It was about the treadmill of life and the transition between being a student and somebody else guiding you, whether it's the school system, the curriculum, a guidance counselor, your parents. You had a plan placed in front of you when you were in school. You get to the next grade, it's placed in front of you. You know what classes to go to next. You know what time to show up. You know what topics you need to take. You know what you need to study. It's placed in front of you and it's very easy. Were there decisions we needed to make along the way in school? Of course. You had to pick which class you wanted to go into. You had extracurriculars. You needed to pick what clubs you wanted to be part of. There were decisions to be made. But take yourself back in time and just play along with me here. Take yourself back. At the time, were those decisions easier than if you are placed with a menu of many decisions now? Is it harder in adulthood? And what I am noticing, and again, maybe you feel this way, we can do anything. We don't have a guidance counselor telling us what classes we qualify for and which ones we don't. We don't have, maybe you still do, but we don't really have our parents being like, you need to go to this school and you should, the shoulds and the needs to, and you have to and you must. You must do this path. You need to go to med school and you need to do this and you're going to go to this university. Suddenly, we are just launched into, okay, you've graduated, you're a working adult now, figure it out. And no one is there to guide us. And so all of these many decisions that should be exciting and empowering and we should be pumped for suddenly become so overwhelming that we barely move ourselves forward. Or imagine this, we basically get taken from baby gym class where you have a gym instructor and you're there to play and life is fun and you go and maybe you had the parachute game in the gym, you'd run underneath that, or you'd be playing dodgeball, or you'd be playing badminton. Again, you'd have a schedule and someone would tell you what to do and you would just show up and play and it was great. And there wasn't a lot you really had to decide on. And then we graduate and suddenly the world is our oyster. But the overwhelm starts to creep in. More and more and more the older you get because we don't want to mess up. We don't trust ourselves to make the right decision. And we probably don't have the guidance counselor just saying, it's not that hard. You only have two things to really choose from. High-end math, low-end math. Do you want calc? Do you want statistics? Do you want logic class? You pretty much had three choices and it was like, oh, I'll pick that one. Easy, done, move on with our life. Now, again, the world is our oyster. So how do we make decisions? What I'm seeing is we're not. We're getting stuck on the treadmill of indecision. So instead of old gym class that was fun and we had an instructor and we were just there to play and have fun, suddenly you graduate. You walk into the adult world. You walk into a new gym and it's full of treadmills, full of them. You can choose any one that you want. And so we do. We choose one. And then we start moving forward. We start running. And then 5 years goes by. 10 years goes by. And we're still running. And you're probably busy. And you feel like you're moving forward. You're always doing something. You're trying. You're trying. And you're just existing on that same treadmill you've been on probably since you stopped school. You're making progress, sort of. But when's the last time you actually stepped off the treadmill of life that you're on now, had a moment of reflection to look at it and say, where am I even running? And do I even want to be on this same treadmill? And what I am seeing so much, and again, maybe you're in this camp and you're like, ooh, yikes. I definitely have been running on my treadmill and I'm exhausted. Brie, I am exhausted right now. Maybe it's time to just stand to the side of it for a minute and really look at it and go, is this even what I want anymore? Because guess what? The gym that you're in is still full of treadmills. It's full of treadmills, but there are a lot of other machines you can go hop on too. You can also decide to just exit the gym and go to a new one. But then, how do I figure out what treadmill to get on? How do I figure out what gym to go into? Again, I have all of these decisions and I have all the overwhelm in the world and I can't freaking decide. Is this you? This had been me. I was making progress, right? I was moving forward. I had a great job. I loved my industry. Sort of. I was running on the treadmill. And again, I was busy. I felt busy. I felt productive. But I hadn't taken time in a long time to really step outside of it, step away from the treadmill, let it keep running without me, see where it goes, and really ask, where the hell am I even going? And do I want to be on this treadmill? Because what I am noticing, and I know you guys are too, the great resignation is here. Coaching, online courses, online businesses, influencers, Instagram creators, YouTube creators, TikTok creators, online networking, marketing, everything. Holy cow, the world is changing. And now, again, we have this menu of options placed in front of us, and it's beautiful, and we can do anything, especially what I'm going to call the quote-unquote nerds, the people from my past that maybe you feel like me, where for a long time I felt like there was just more in me. I was on my treadmill, I was on my finance treadmill, and I was running, and I've been running, and I'm tired of running. And so eventually I had to have a wake-up call where the treadmill, the key got pulled out of it. And I really had a wake-up call where I needed to make some changes and pick a new treadmill. Pick a whole new gym, honestly. And I did, and that's why I'm in coaching now. For you, how long do you want to stay on the same treadmill? Or do you want, instead of the key being ripped out for you, are you ready to do the self-reflection, to take a step to the side and look at it, really do that self-analysis to say, what do I actually want to be running towards? Where do I actually want to be going? Instead of feeling like my days are busy and full of the same thing over and over and over, what can I put in it that's new, that is me now, that doesn't make me feel like in the pit of my stomach, there's more I can have, there's more I can do, there's more I can be. Because for a long time I felt that. I felt like me, the smart kid, the old Brie from high school, from college, I don't know what happened to her. And I told myself that for a long time. I feel like I'm just putting all of this skill, knowledge, ability from being an honor student. I felt like that girl had gone to die. I really did. I didn't know where she was. I felt like my talent was going to waste. I felt like my intelligence had gone down. I felt stupid. I felt dumb. I felt wasted for years. Even though, again, had a high-performing job, had a great career, and still there was something that just wasn't right. I was on the wrong treadmill for a long time. I'm really happy to say that I figured it out. Again, it kind of happened for me, but I did figure it out and I chose a new treadmill, and you can too. And so today, if you're one of those people that in the pit of your stomach, and if you're listening, this is probably you, in the pit of your stomach, you feel like there's something else out there for me. There's more. I don't know if I'm on the right treadmill. Or if I am, I'm definitely not running the same speed. Maybe I need a break. Maybe I just need to go to the elliptical for once. Maybe I need to do some sit-ups. Maybe I need to, again, join a whole new gym. I don't know. But if there's something in the pit of your stomach that says, I need to start making new decisions, I don't want to be running the same course in 5 years, in 10 years, watch my life go by me without actually doing the things that the old version of me, the dreamer, the 18-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 12-year-old that wanted to be an astronaut or a veterinarian or the princess of whatever, the dreamer. Don't let that student, that past version, that child go to die. It doesn't have to. Because again, the world is full of opportunity. The world literally is your oyster. You can do anything. But don't let the disbelief in yourself make the menu of options overwhelm you so that you stay on the same treadmill forever and you never jump. Because if I can jump, so can you. And so this topic of indecision keeps coming up. I have all these options, and so I won't choose any. Have you been in this cycle too? Maybe it shows up in little ways and it's starting to creep in. I can't even decide what I want for dinner some days, but that's not a big deal. That won't compound. I'm fine, Brie. Are you fine? I was the queen of fine for a long time too. Oh, I'm fine. Things are fine. I would say it with a big smile on my face. Some of my friends could see. They could see through the cracks, be like, are you? Are you fine? Are you being the queen of fine right now? And how long do you want that to compound? Because again, I was fine. I was fine for a while. But deep down in the pit of my stomach, I still felt like there was more. There was something that was lost in me, that my potential wasn't being tapped into, and that maybe this is what life is now. Maybe we're all just supposed to run on these treadmills until we run ourselves dry. Maybe that's it. And I accepted it. And it was fine. And then, sometimes fine really hits you over the head. And so it's called the feather, brick, and truck. And sometimes the universe is the truck, but usually it starts with a feeling. And it's like a little feather is tickling you. And we ignore the feather for a while. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm fine. We ignore the feather that's trying to give us signals like, you need to get on a new treadmill. We'll push the feather away. That can, not so bad. Then a brick flies through your window and you get a big sign. Maybe you get fired from a job. Maybe you end a relationship or a relationship gets ended for you and you need to start making a pivot. And you're still like, it's okay. It's fine. I'll figure it out. And you get back on the same treadmill. Nah, I don't need to change. I'll do the same things. It's fine. No new decisions need to be made. I'll figure it out. It's fine. The brick hits you. All right. Then we get back on the treadmill. We keep running. We don't really know what we're running towards, but we're running towards what we always have been. And then eventually, if you don't get off the treadmill, the truck hits you. The truck comes crashing through the windows and the walls of the gym, and it hits you. And suddenly, fine, you're not fine anymore. The truck came in and it demolished everything around you, and something made the decision for you because you never did. Because indecision left you running ragged. And the truck needed to come in and finally propel you off the damn thing because you wouldn't do it yourself. I hope you don't get to the point of the truck. Maybe you already have been. Maybe this has happened to you. And you know from experience, oh yeah, that happens. I heard signs, I felt signals, all of it. Like I felt differently, but I didn't do anything about it because I didn't trust myself to pivot. I didn't trust myself to make a new decision. And so I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran until finally the truck hit me. I don't want that to happen to you guys the same way that it did happen to me. And that's, I'm grateful now. And we can look back at our past and life can happen to us or life can happen for us. If you can adopt the mindset of life happens for us. And I needed to run on this treadmill for this long. Maybe it was 20 years, maybe it was 30, maybe you're 65 and you ran on your treadmill until you retired. But guess what? You can still pick a new treadmill. And that's perfectly fine and you have the power to do so. But the point is, trust yourself. If you feel the feather, the brick, if you feel these things in you, like, I don't know where I'm going, It is your time to take yourself off the treadmill and just be the observer of yourself again. If you feel like parts of you are lost in the past, that you had a future that you wanted, that you just think, oh, I'll never get it. I haven't gotten it yet, so why would I keep dreaming? Why would I keep trying? Maybe you just need to pick a new treadmill. And so instead of being indecisive about what you want in life, take yourself off the treadmill for a minute and just be the observer again. And ask yourself 2 simple questions. What am I even running towards anymore? What am I even going towards? Because if you don't know that answer, you'll never make decisions. You'll always be indecisive. And the feathers and the bricks will keep hitting you over and over and over until one day that truck just drives right through your walls. I don't want that to happen. Neither do you. So the first question, what am I even running towards? And then the second question, do I even want to be running there anymore? And if the answer is no, what do I want? And so many times we get caught in the how, and this is where indecision happens. Well, I know that I want this. I know that I want to travel. I know that I want my own business. I know that I want these, but I don't know how, so I won't do anything. And I'll stay on my treadmill until the brick or the truck eventually ends me. That was me. I was too afraid to do some of these things. I didn't know how. So I didn't. I stayed on my treadmill. If you can answer, okay, stay in the what, not the how. This is what I want. And then the next question is why. If you can stay in the what and the why, suddenly decisions become a lot easier. Suddenly we don't need the guidance counselor from the past to tell us, here are your options. The options will start to present themselves for you in a much, much more clear and concise way. It comes down to trust in yourself and who you truly know that you can be, and just making the conscious decision to step off the treadmill for a minute, observe, and maybe just pivot. Maybe this is your time. I hope it is, because again, there is so much opportunity out there right now that is just yours for the taking. Decide what treadmill you truly want to be on. It doesn't have to be with career. It doesn't have to be with business or work. It can be whatever dream in the past that you have given up, that in the pit of your stomach you still want, but you're too afraid to admit because you don't want to fail. Maybe you failed in the past. Maybe that was your truck. You're like, listen, I already got hit by the truck, Brie. I don't want to put myself out there again. It's too hard. Is it? Is it worth running on this treadmill that you're still on? Or is it worth taking the reflection, making a new decision, and just starting to walk on a new one? This is something too. Once we enter a new treadmill, we get on a new path, we enter a new gym, you don't have to sprint right away. It's so ridiculous that we always want to, I want it now. I need it to happen immediately. If I'm going to start a business, what if in the first year I don't make it happen? I don't make $1 million and suddenly I can't travel and I've failed. Okay. When we make a new decision, when we start a new career, we try a new walk of life, we have a new relationship. It's like being a baby again and learning to walk. You get up one time and you fall down. It's like, oh, walking's not for me. I guess I'll lay here forever. No. But we get really hard on ourselves when it comes to making new decisions. And what if I can't? We focus on that. What if I can't? What if I get on the wrong treadmill? What if I get on a treadmill and I get in the same situation? I still feel like it's not right. So again, I might as well stay. Instead of focusing on, okay, what do I want? What treadmill do I want to be on? And what if I just start crawling towards it? What if as the baby, I just learned to roll over? And that's a good enough step forward because at least I'm not on that old path anymore. And I can feel like I'm making progress. Progress matters. Progress equals happiness. And I truly believe that. And I know it to be true. And so if you feel like you're not making progress, you're just running through the motions. I know you feel like this. I know you felt like this if you're listening. It's time for you to just step to the side of the treadmill and just observe. Ask yourself those 2 main questions. What do I even truly want right now? What am I running towards? And do I want it? Do I want it, or is it time to potentially make a new decision for myself? And indecision cannot be an excuse anymore. I don't know, I'm just really indecisive, Brie. It's because you don't trust yourself because you're afraid. You can pick anything you want. You can be the baby that just starts crawling and then walks and then jogs a little bit and then starts sprinting. But we have to decide to start over. We have to decide on our own to move. And if you feel stagnant and stuck, and that little voice in the pit of your stomach, like mine was, that says, I don't know what happened to you. That girl is gone. Your smarts are going to waste. You are being wasted. If you feel like that, this is your day to be the observer and make a new decision for yourself. It can be overwhelming. It does not have to be. Take the empowering version of this and say, okay, she's right. The world is out there waiting for me, and it is mine to take. This is your opportunity. If you're in this group, you're listening to this, this is your day to go take it. Get off the treadmill you've been on that is not serving you and go find the one that will. You may have to try 5 or 10. You may try 25. You may be like Colonel Sanders and you need to go try over 1,000 treadmills until you finally get the one. But go crawl. Go crawl before you sprint on something new, and tell me you're not happier after you've made that decision to finally leave the one before the truck comes through the walls and hits you. And so, I will end with this. If you have ever felt like me, and you feel like, I don't know what happened after school, I was doing okay for a while and then I started running and now I'm numb. And now I feel like I'm wasted. And there's something in me that I just feel like it's not right. It's not enough. I can do more. Reach out to me. I want to have more of these conversations to really understand like where the quote unquote nerds, where the smart kids, where we are at now mentally. Because I am noticing a lot of patterns. A lot of people that feel exactly like I do. And there's so much opportunity out there that we can take right now. Let's do it. And so please, if this resonates, find me on social media, tag me on Instagram at Brie Willits, Willits with the T. Please find me. Please let me know if this resonates and if you're on this team. Because if I can get off my treadmill without having to pull the key out, without having the truck drive through the wall and make me and pick a new one and start running and crawling and become so much happier and see progress again and stop feeling like I'm wasting away in something that just was not meant for me. Guess what? So can you. We can do it together. And that's the whole point of this group. So become better together with me. Get more aligned with what you truly want. Stop telling yourself you're indecisive, you don't know what you want. You do. It's just time to finally take a step back, observe yourself where you're at right now, and admit, yeah, I think I can have more, be more, do more. And today's your day. That's what I got for you. Hopefully that has inspired you to get off this treadmill and really start moving yourself in the direction that you want. If it has, again, please tag me on social media, and I will see you next time.